Hi everyone, I'm GREYMOND. I'm an OCD recovery coach with over 9 years of experience helping people recover from OCD. On this channel, I talk about OCD recovery, the different themes that OCD can have, the methods of recovery, and we do a lot of Q&As. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Again, we do daily videos. Today I just wanted to talk to you about why doctors say that you can't recover. It's just so you understand why it's being said and why it happens this way. Because I find that it's very important for a person to understand that, first of all, that it's absolutely possible to recover. And it's not possible, it's very, very likely. When you start to do the right things, the brain and that part of the brain works like a machine. It works like a robot, just like a robot. It's sending you these OCD thoughts. Like a robot, it will stop if you do the right things. The problem with the doctors is that, first of all, the frequency of time, how often they see the patient, is not nearly enough. I mean, considering most people are getting bombarded with thoughts 24 hours a day, seeing a doctor for an hour once a week is like a drop in the bucket. It really doesn't matter. Whatever they tell you, you will most likely forget, if not the same day, then the next day for sure. Yes, in a best case scenario, you will get a homework assignment. But again, once a week is not enough, and if you're seeing them less than that, then it's basically nothing. You might as well not see them at all because it really isn't making much difference. Now, on top of it, if you take a doctor who has never, maybe has very little practice with people with OCD, and with OCD, I mean, generally, yes, every type of OCD is really, it's all the same thing and it's all about disregarding, but there's so many nuances of, just even like if you take, for example, religious OCD. Well, there's all kinds of religions out there, and there's compulsions that are associated with each specific type of religion. Or if you take health OCD, and how a person talks about, their fears of, say, cancer, or their fears of HIV, or, or if you take students, and students have certain worries, and it's different than, say, adults having worries about jobs. There's all kinds of nuances that you need to know to help the person get through it, and you need to have that experience. So if you take a doctor who has never had experience to this level, and you're only seeing them very infrequently, but what you are doing is you're putting kind of all of your hope in that this one doctor will help you, you're not seeing the improvement, and they're like, well, I can't help you recover. I can't help anybody recover because you can't recover from this. No, it's not because of that. It's because their technique is wrong. Their information is not they don't have enough information to help you recover. They just don't know it. They don't have that many clients because, overall, if you take a local doctor, right? Most doctors have to work in the state, like psychiatrists, psychologists, right? They are a doctor in the state that they're licensed in, or in the province that they're licensed in. So they're seeing people who are local most of the time, It's more coaches who are seeing, wide variety of people, from around the world, right? But doctors are seeing people who are generally local. And there's not that many people who are local who have OCD, and not only OCD, but specific type of OCD that you have. It's just not as common as, depression, or just general anxiety, or, relationship issues, not OCD related relationship issues, but like, counseling and things like that, So they deal mostly with that stuff. So when they see somebody with OCD, they're like, well, the book told me you can't recover, so you can't recover, so I'll just prescribe you some pills and you take them, and if they don't work, well, we'll just try another one, or we'll up your dose, and we'll continue to up it and up it and up it until we get to the top of the dose in antidepressants, at which point we will go to antipsychotics. They will also not work. Then I will, shrug my shoulders and say, I can't help you. That is their general technique. I see it every day. I mean, it's like, this is, people come to me and they tell me pretty much the same story. I talk to people all around the world. It's pretty much the same story. I do hear about good doctors, good therapists, but it is so rare. It is so rare. And again, even the best doctor, you know, with a lot of experience, well, if they have a lot of experience, I'm sure they're going to be seeing you more than once a week. But, you know, it's very difficult to help somebody only seeing them once a week. You know, I find that out of all my packages, the one that works the most effective is the one that's every other day. You know, because we're in constant, and not to say that my whatever, you know, my coaching is better or whatever. It's not, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that it's the frequency of talking to the person, making sure that they're on track, that progresses them and ultimately helps them heal, helps them recover, because it helps them not to do compulsions, which is what, whether physical or mental, which is what they need to do to recover, you know. And you can just listen to my channel. You know, you don't need to do the program or anything like that. I just don't want to kind of seem like this is what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about though is that, you know, if people, whatever, doctors, people online say, well, you can't recover. Well, maybe with that specific doctor you can't recover, but that doesn't mean you can't recover at all. You know, there's a huge difference there. And I recovered without anybody, you know. So if I can do it, you can do it. You know, don't let anybody tell you that you can't. You know, especially a person with very little experience who doesn't really know your case in and out, you know. They really don't, because once a week, they don't know what's going on in your life. They're not, you know, they're not that present in your life, you know. So don't let somebody put that belief in you, because I see this, you know, a lot on, especially on like OCD forums and things like that, you know, Facebook groups, things like that, where people are like, well, my doctor told me I can't recover, so I'm not doing really like any ERP, I'm not really doing any recovery work, I'm just, you know, popping pills and that's it, you know. And how is that person ever going to recover if they don't even see that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that they, you know, they don't even know that they need to be doing the work? Of course they won't recover. And then that prediction from the doctor will actually come true, you know, which will only sustain the doctor's belief further, and, you know, kind of unleash it on some other, you know, unexpected patient next time, you know. So it becomes kind of this self-propelling mechanism, you know. And I just want you to see past this and see that, yes, if you put in the work, that mechanism is only sending you the thoughts because you viewed them as important. You got scared and viewed them as important. Now you have to refuse to view them as important. Refuse to feel scared, even if you feel like you're faking it, which you will, and that's okay, and it will pass, you know, and you will get through it, you know. And you can do this, you know. It's like people are, you know, asking me, well, can I do this by myself? Absolutely, you can do it by yourself, you know. My program is if you feel like you need additional help, you know. If you feel like you can't do it by yourself, of course my program is there. But you can't do this by yourself. Just every day, every moment of every day, you have to say, no, I'm pushing forward, I'm disregarding, no matter what kind of a thought, you know. Use the list technique I have on the channel. Use the delaying technique. I mean, there's so many things you can do every day to propel yourself forward. You just have to do it over and over and over again. Do this. I promise you, you will recover, you know, and you will start seeing progress, you know. And you watch my the stages of recovery videos, because it kind of explains more about the different stages, and it just helps, you know. So I hope you find this video helpful. If you haven't subscribed yet, like I said, I do daily videos. So if you need support, you can just get support through this channel, you know, just to keep you on track as well. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you would like to do the recovery program, as usual, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.